When wrestling's good, it's good. But when it's bad,
a fiend! Spear!
Why'd you guys gotta do Bray like that? Come on! You know what, honestly, push him to the side. Why'd you do Ricochet like that, man? That was 90 seconds. He tried one drop kick, and he got killed. Whatever, hit the little intro. What's up, YouTube? Last night was AEW Revolution, and best pay-per-view of the year? Maybe? It was, top notch, to say the least. Well, last night we saw an incredible night of professional wrestling, but also last night there were two different world champions crowned. Not only in AEW, but also in Ring of Honor. At their Gateway to Honor show in St. Charles, Missouri, live from the Family Arena, PCO defended his title again against ROH, only for the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis to jump in the ring and cost PCO the championship. And now we have ourselves a two-time Ring of Honor World Champion in ROH. But also with all the shenanigans going on with WrestleMania and Super Showdown and Elimination Chamber, there's a new Universal Champion in Goldberg. Now he's facing Roman because Roman just said, I'm next. So we've seen a new World Champion in Ring of Honor. There's a new Universal Champion in Goldberg. There's only one more major wrestling company in the United States to talk about at this point, and that is who will be the Intergender Champion after Grimomania. I'm back, motherfuckers. When James Ellsworth defends his title against Priscilla Kelly. Coming live from the New Egypt High School in New Jersey on March 21st, 2020 will be Grimomania, and I might even be getting back in that ring too. It's a time to be alive, isn't it, YouTube? Yeah, we're back at it. I might have missed Grimomania last year. I'm not missing this year's. Oh yeah, and there's a new AEW World Champion in Jon Moxley. But last night was AEW Revolution, and those matches were on point, chief. Banger after banger after banger, and the Orange Cassidy match. Match of the year. If you say otherwise, jump out of the window. He was trying in that match. He did stuff in that match. In the kickoff pre-show buy-in thingy, the Dark Order took on SCU in a pretty okay match where the Dark Order did get the win, but as the Dark Order was beating down SCU, who came out to make the save? Chicago's own Colt Cabana. Eventually they got beat up again, and then Christopher Daniels came out, and they all got the best of the Dark Order, leading to Chicago having a nice little wholesome pop for the return or debut of Colt Cabana. Jake Hager took on Dustin Rhodes in a match that was more of like a brawl type thing. And they had a lot of focus on Jake Hager's wife the entire time. Even got to the point where Dustin Rhodes forced himself to kiss her. In 2020, I don't think we need to do that spot anymore. I like the match though. Jake got the win. Right guy to get the dub. Moving on. Darby Allin took on Sammy Guevara, and that match was very flip-to-do. Lots of flips. It was it's pretty dope, can't lie. Sammy did a 630 onto Darby through a table, and I was like, wow, of course, Sammy's definitely gonna get the win. But he did it. That coffin drop, it does damage to the body. The Tag Team Championship match obviously had to be the best match on the show. It was so amazing. Not even for the aspect of the in-ring wrestling, which was obviously great. We have like people like Hangman and Omega and Nick Jackson, who's very underrated, and Matt Jackson as well. The stories told in this match was, bravo. Hangman, in 1 second, I got a word for you. This is a powerlifting award I got a couple years ago, but we're gonna act like it doesn't say powerlifting on here. And I'm just gonna give this to you for best character of the night. You played your part really well. You guys can see it, right? That's the Hangman Award. Someone else has to take it next. He went from playing probably the biggest heel in the match to probably being the most level babyface because you felt bad for him because the Bucks called him a jobber in Ring of Honor. And Hangman was in the first ever world title match in AEW. He deserved this. And talking about Ring of Honor, he even put on a cross-face chicken wing. A move that was done obviously by Marty Scurll because the Bucks said they took him under his wing, but no, Hangman put them under his. Omega and the Bucks were just vibing really well, and to the point where the Bucks almost turned heel in a way as they ripped off the tape that was on Omega's shoulder and really started working it. I was like, whoa, hold up guys, I thought y'all buds. And at the end of the match, Hangman actually ended up picking up the win for the team, which is different because Omega usually does the heavy lifting. And that little tease at the end of Paige almost turning on Omega, really setting up for that Buckeye Larry. Then when Omega turned around, Hangman was just like, nah man, I'm just coming to open up the ropes for you so you can get out, buddy. And both of their acting is absolutely amazing because Omega's reaction was like, okay, whatever you say there, pal. Nyla Rose defeated Chris Statlander in a match I was actually really excited to see, but the crowd just wasn't really into it. They tried their hardest. It was just the placement on the card was just not to their liking, honestly. I really like Nyla Rose. I think she's really good. Chris Statlander also is probably the biggest star besides Britt Baker that could be a contender for that title. I'm geared up to see what happens next for the women's division. I think they're slowly but surely building themselves up to be a dominant division. They're definitely not the best women's division in wrestling right now. I'm gonna give that to Impact Wrestling, to be honest, or maybe even NXT, but AEW's women's division is slowly but surely developing, and it will soon, hopefully by the end of the year, be something that we'll all talk about more often in a positive light. Cody took on MJF in a very NWA style type of match. MJF has never been like an in-ring technician type of wrestler. He's a very gimmick-based, a very talented wrestler, but you can tell more effort is into his character than necessarily the in-ring work that he does. Same thing goes for Cody. Obviously, he's improved a lot since he left WWE, but again, he's a more character-based wrestler than he is an in-ring technician. So in comparison to like the tag team match, obviously this wasn't as superb as the in-ring quality, but storytelling it also was amazing. And then the match, Cody was basically so mad, he hit so many crossroads that eventually got to the point where MJF was able to clock him with that diamond ring and get the dub, as he should have. Because if Cody had won this match, MJF is kind of just dead. In the main event that I didn't have high expectations for, because I'm not the biggest Moxley guy in the world, but I respect him a lot. I'm just not the biggest fan of him in the world. Jericho and Moxley put on a pretty decent match. Definitely had a world title feel to it because these guys are obviously the biggest names in the company. I mean, both these guys are former WWE champions, future WWE Hall of Famers. They're definitely worth their spot on the card. And realistically, if it wasn't Jon Moxley to take the title off of Jericho, who would it have been? Maybe Cody, but he can't challenge for the title anymore. Maybe Omega, but besides those two, I didn't see a realistic answer of who could beat Jericho for the championship. Of course, the Inner Circle tried to get involved, and then Aubrey, she tried to kick them all out in the most like, ooh, ah, type thing. It was amazing. Moxley revealed that his eye wasn't even hurt at all in the first place. It was all a ruse in order to get Jericho to believe that he had the upper hand. Moxley hit like a Death Driver paradigm shift, and it looked pretty. It looked good. Leading to Jon Moxley now holding the AEW World Championship. And Jericho's long reign of not just holding the championship, but being the youngest ever champion has been dethroned. He's holding IWGP US Gold as well as the AEW World Championship, so hopefully that merger of companies will happen eventually. It's only a matter of time. I know nothing has happened yet. Even Tony Khan has said he hasn't really heard from them or anything, but you can only imagine that with the World Champion also holding the US title in Japan, it has to happen eventually. It's going to happen. Hopefully it's this year, maybe next year, but I pray that it happens. But also during Revolution, there was a huge announcement for the 25th of March episode of Dynamite that's going to be held in Newark, New Jersey, as AEW is going to have blood and guts. That's the theme of the show. It's happening on a Wednesday, much like Bash in the Beach or the Jericho Cruise. But the headliner of that night will be a blood and guts match, and that is a War Games match. A lot of people say that WWE or AEW tries to copy WWE. That's not really true, but here's another example of why people might think that. So on 205 Live, Jack Gallagher actually made his return to the company, and he had a new look. His hair is cut a little shorter, he's faded on the side, he's looking fresh, and he has something different going on with him. It's in the boosticle region. He has a new chest tattoo and arm tattoos, and it don't look good. He's trying to get the vibe of an MMA fighter. He just looks like a Conor McGregor ripoff. Because the hair, it looks like him. Chest tattoos obviously aren't the same, but they're like McGregor. Same skin tone, paste. It just doesn't look good, honestly. It really looks bad. I know that he once competed in MMA and he's actually pretty good. I'm just saying the gimmick that he had before that, the umbrella and stuff, it still works. Don't fix something that isn't broken. And he might have broke it beyond repair at this point. It really looks bad. So Cody Rhodes also got a bad tattoo. It's on his neck. It's not the Nightmare Family logo, which I think the logo looks cool. I just think where he put it looks really bad. Why? Why'd you do that to yourself? You were such a handsome dude. Why would you do that? Everyone loves you. Guys want to be you. Girls want to be with you. And yeah, why? But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video. In the comments down below, let me know what you guys thought about AEW Revolution. Make sure to follow me on social media at the MuscleManMal, and make sure to like, comment, share, and always subscribe. And we outie.
We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like our MuscleManMalcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like our MuscleManMalcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this subscribe. If you like the channel, this subscribe. If you like the channel, this subscribe.